Hey friends, welcome to Chirpy Tales. You know how in certain times you accidentally meet people. The start may not be so great till the time you become good friends. Well, I'm going to share with you how I met someone in Rome during my Roman holiday. Nah, don't have any ideas that I met a Gregory Peck in Rome and that we spent a day together. As I too am not Audrey Hepburn. Anyways, Rome is an absolutely pretty city, a blend of ancient Renaissance architecture and modern buildings. While entering the city, I went through a beautiful quiet lane with orange trees on both sides, which gave beautiful fragrance in the air. I ventured on my own to some museums and art galleries and was fascinated with the works of experts like Picasso. Tired and hungry, I took a lunch break. I was sitting at a restaurant in Rome. I ordered a pizza for myself, and till my meal was served, I thought of taking some selfies. While I was taking a selfie, I could see from my phone a stern looking couple, probably in their mid 50s, sitting on the table behind me. They seemed to be talking about me. The lady said, "She looks like an Indian," while the man said, No, Indian women are not allowed to travel alone. And see, she looks so Spanish. I smiled at myself and turned behind and said, "Hello, how are you? Are you talking about me? I can help you with your curiosities." The couple was stunned. The man managed to give me a smile, but the woman had an arrogant, stern look on her face. When the man saw me looking at her, he mentioned to me that they were wondering where I was from. I clarified I'm from India and live in Mumbai, and Indian women are independent and can travel anywhere alone in the entire world. When I said that, the lady's face seemed to be elated in pride that she was correct. She then almost disturbingly asked me, "India's full of snake charmers, black magic and elephants, isn't it?" When I heard that, I laughed. Then she went on to clarify, "Maybe other than Mumbai. Mumbai is like Slumdog Millionaire, right?" I turned my chair to their table and asked them if I could join them. I had become a Deshbhakt by now and decided to change their attitude and tell them about Mera Bharat Mahan. My Indian pride had been pricked and I was not going to step back now. The couple did not look too happy to see me join them, nor could they refuse. I asked them if they have ever visited India. They both nodded their head in a no and expressed they would never ever want to visit India. I smiled and extended my hand to introduce myself. "Hi, my name is Shilpa." The couple was reluctant to extend a handshake, and before they hesitantly could extend a handshake, I quickly folded my hands and greeted them, "Namaste, mister." They both diligently greeted me by folding their hands and introduced themselves as Mr. and Mrs. Steves. I proceeded explaining to them why in Indian culture we fold hands and say Namaste. Bowing down and joining hands symbolizes humility and also better for hygiene. Then I said, as far as Slumdog Millionaire is concerned, it is a movie about an urchin who goes on to become a millionaire, and I guess there are urchins all over the world who live in the kind of place as shown in the movie. So that does not leave Mumbai to be only slums, right? The couple were taken aback by my defending, so I decided to make a conversation a little lighter. I asked them, "Where are you both from?" Mr. Steve answered, "A small village called Gurada in Switzerland." I said, "Wow, I love Switzerland. So your village must be full of wolves and bears, right? The way we have elephants and snakes?" I could see the embarrassment on their faces. I told them I had no intention of embarrassing them. This was just to make them realize that how our mind creates impressions based on stories and things we have heard since our childhood. By the way, how long are you in Rome? They told me they would be in Rome for next couple of days and were looking for a guide as people spoke very less English. They asked me how I was managing and I told them, "Join me if you want and see." By now, I think they were becoming a little comfortable with me. We chatted about general things. My pizza was laid on the table I had initially sat on. Steve's too had ordered a pizza and theirs was served too. Surprisingly, they asked me to join them at their table, which I accepted. I sat across them, picked up my first slice in my hand. They were staring at me. I saw them cutting their pizza as if it was a steak. When I saw that, I couldn't help myself and said, I'm sure if I was a mafia, it would bring less shame on the family to have killed you instantly than continue to see you eating your pizza with a fork and knife. They looked at me for a few seconds and started laughing, keeping aside their fork and knife, and ate the full pizza with their hands. While eating, we were discussing plans for the remaining of the day, when Mrs. Steve yelled, pointing outside the glass window of the restaurant, "Oh my God, look, a gladiator!" I smiled and asked her, "So, Mrs. Steve, would you like to join me at the Colosseum to watch the gladiators fight?" They readily agreed to go with me to the Colosseum, obviously believing me that they can watch the gladiators fight at the Colosseum. When they got up, I noticed Mrs. Steve stood very tall, almost 6 feet 3 inches, while Mrs. Steve was just about 5 feet 2 inches. When Mrs. Steve saw me looking at Mr. Steve, she said, "Oh, I know I'm too short." I was now amused with her attitude, so I told her, as the mythology goes here, during Julius Caesar's time, it was made illegal to be taller than he was, and for this, you could have been imprisoned or put to death. By the way, this wasn't because of Caesar's height, but it was because of his hair. Means? Mrs. Steve asked me. I told her he was balding and was so embarrassed about it. He hated that he was going bald, and so he put a law in place that would make it illegal for anyone to be taller than him. And that way, no one could look down on his head and see his thinning hair. We teased Mr. Steve to be careful and proceeded for the Colosseum. It was a beautiful structure that held almost 50,000 spectators and was built in AD 80. The Steves were busy looking here and there. When I asked them what happened, they said they are looking out for gladiators. I kept a straight face and said, "We missed the fight. They have left." And I walked so fast to have a secret laugh without them seeing me. Post the Colosseum, we went to the Mouth of Truth. I told Mrs. Steve to put a hand inside the mouth in the Bocca della Verite, a marble sculpture lie detector. When she heard that if one lies, the mouth would bite off her hand, she refused to put her hand inside. Finally, I did and acted as if the mouth bit off my hand and said, I lied about the gladiators. They are ancient and there is no show of gladiators in the Colosseum." Mrs. Steve went white in her face, thinking I lost my hand. Mr. Steve was enjoying all this as I removed my hand, saying to himself, "Liar, liar, house on fire." This stern couple I met were loosening up and were teasing each other for being fooled like small children. Looking at these children, I proposed we had gelatos. It was unbelievable that the Steves were in Rome for the last 3 days and never had a gelato yet. Oof, इनको बदलना पड़ेगा. Mrs. Steve said, "A gelato may upset her stomach." I said, "An old pope had once said, 'When in Rome, do as Romans do.' So, we have to have the gelatos." They reluctantly agreed. Imagine my surprise when they willingly took the second helpings along with me. It was late evening now and time to part ways. They said they were so happy to have met me and enjoyed the day tremendously. They also said that their picture of India has changed after spending the afternoon with me. We exchanged numbers and hugged each other goodbye. As I walked back to my hotel, I started humming a song.
आते जाते खूबसूरत आवारा सड़कों पे कभी कभी इत्तेफाक से कितने अनजान लोग मिल जाते हैं, उनमें से कुछ लोग भूल जाते हैं, कुछ याद रह जाते हैं।
I'm not sure if the Steves will remember me, but I will always remember them as they were the two people for whom I changed the image of India. So friends, keep traveling and let go of your biases and limiting beliefs. Live life king size. Hasta la vista. फिर मिलेंगे हम लोग in my next video of Chirpy Tales.